Lomachenko. Okay?
Alright, E-King Fight News. First and foremost, shout out to Fight Hype TV. They got a Mayweather exclusive interview where Mayweather goes in on Lomachenko, and if he really wants to be number one pound for pound, that is the accolade that Mayweather gave to Terrence Crawford in recent memory, ever since Mayweather went on record just earlier this week saying, you know what, Terrence Crawford, number one pound for pound. Easy work. No one in boxing can match his talent level, his skill set, and his accomplishments. And you know what? This might be the first time Floyd and Jim Lampley agree on something. This might be, because Jim Lampley recently had Terrence Crawford as his number one pound for pound. He had Vasyl Lomachenko at number 2. Now, Jim's gonna have a year in review where if that fucking fanboy in him might be able to convince Jim Lampley that Lomachenko's number one pound. And I saw this coming, but I'm expecting Jim Lampley to have some fucking, just to have a standard that he's gonna at least set for himself and the fight game if he wants people watching. Not to have just fanboys only watching his show, right? And the respectable boxing fans generally do have Terrence Crawford in that number one position. I think it's so close between him and Lomachenko, but I think Crawford has to edge it out based on experience, professional experience. You gotta highlight the word professional experience, accomplishments. He cleaned out 140, and now he's in the lion's den of weight divisions, the welterweight division. Excuse me for a minute. So here's the clip from Floyd Mayweather. Without further ado.
I think that the Lomachenko is what they say he is. I think this is a match him and Mikey Garcia. I think Lomachenko and Mikey Garcia, they should lock up. I mean, they're just my honest opinion.
There you go. He is calling for Vasyl Lomachenko versus Mikey Garcia. Meanwhile, in the world of boxing scene, I recently saw the article Mikey Garcia versus not Lipinets, but Mikey Garcia was talking about Vasyl Lomachenko, and he's recently quoted as saying, I think yesterday at the press conference, he was quoted as saying, you know what, Bob Arum, he really doesn't have me in his plans for Lomachenko. I don't think that Bob Arum really wants that fight for him. And obviously, if Bob Arum did, he's totally open to the fight. Mikey Garcia, as a free agent, is looking for the top names right now. He's got Lipinets, who supposedly Crawford was ducking. Supposedly. But nowadays you can't move up in weight without ducking anymore. I'll tell you that much. Oh my God. If Andre Ward moved up in weight to fight Kovalev, did he duck Golovkin? Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Honestly, you can't move up in weight these days without ducking someone. But what's going on now is Vasyl Lomachenko has also fired at Mayweather, saying he wants Tank Davis in the ring. And would I want to see that fight? Absolutely. That's an awesome fight. Is Tank Davis ready for Lomachenko? That's the question I have. Is he ready for Lomachenko? Because I haven't heard this dude say once that he's ready for Lomachenko. And Lomachenko been calling him out. Real shit. So I don't know what's up with Tank Davis. Dude's gotta make weight, man. I gotta see this lackluster, to say the least, regarding his performance on that Mayweather undercard. And you know what? And even to further validate that he really ain't ready for Lomachenko, Mayweather didn't even bring his name up in this whole thing. You think about Floyd Mayweather, you think he'd be confident enough to bring up his own fighter who's in Lomachenko's weight division. He didn't even bring him up. He could have easily promoted a fight with Vasyl Lomachenko squaring off against Gervonta Tank Davis. Mayweather could have easily done that, but he brought up Mikey Garcia instead. Now, what does that tell you about his confidence in his own guy, Gervonta Tank Davis? You know, guy just missed weight. Obviously, that was probably a letdown for that whole undercard. You know, that was supposed to be a championship fight, and it turned into a small guy getting beat up by a much bigger guy, basically. So, yeah, comments, you know, let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. Obviously, Lomachenko looking for a fight. Will he get anyone of substance? That dude Miguel I keep bringing him up. Miguel Roman is probably the guy Lomachenko's gonna fight. Since he beat Toledo, Bob Arum wants to have some kind of redemption for Lomachenko's second loss. So if he can't fight Toledo because he's retired, and don't you think that Bob Arum would not offer Toledo money, at least $750,000 to come back for one more fight with Vasyl Lomachenko? Because he absolutely would. But Toledo did lose all credibility, losing to Mickey Roman. So, dude, you know, Bob Arum might want to match up Lomachenko with the guy who beat Toledo, which would be Miguel Roman. He'd easily do that on HBO or ESPN. And that... excuse me. That fight could absolutely happen. And I would want to see it more than anyone else. Absolutely. Miguel Roman versus... You'll make that fight. I'm watching it. I'm watching it because I saw that dude Miguel Roman make Orlando Toledo quit. You want to talk about someone really quitting in a fight? Orlando Toledo was on his knee and decided to stay down against Mickey Roman. That tells you a lot about the guy, man. And he got hurt early in the fight, and he just kept going, kept coming forward. You know what? I'd love to. There's a lot of options. There's that dude Miguel Burchelt. He was supposed to fight Toledo. Toledo now lost. Burchelt might be in the mix for Miguel Roman. That might be an interesting fight. But I don't want to see Lomachenko against the bum. I think, there's a lot of... Gary Russell still calling for that. A rematch. You could fight Gary Russell. I'd watch it. But do I want to see him fight another Mariaga? Absolutely not. Get those fights the fuck out of here. And Lomachenko back to be doing shit ratings all over again. But shit, man. Mayweather calling for Lomachenko to move up in 2 weight divisions to fight Mikey Garcia. He mentioned that great fighters always move up in weight. I mean, yeah, Floyd talks the talk, but he has that Hall of Fame career to back it up. He truly is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in boxing when he was an active fighter. And you know what, man, Floyd, he has the right to criticize. If anyone does, he's got the right to criticize, considering he's the guy that never really lost pound for pound. He never really lost it. in the ring. Right? He lost it because he retired. And someone else had to take his spot. It's not the first time that happened. Manny Pacquiao was briefly the number one pound-for-pound fighter the instant that Floyd Mayweather retired. And it was like salvation for fucking boxing fans to finally put Manny Pacquiao out there by default. Oh, classic times. Let me know what you guys think. E-King Fight News. Subscribe to the channel as always. Smash the like.